Think about one of the biggest costs for any hotel, a cost that's always just been, well, a cost. But what if you could flip that on its head? What if AI could turn that huge expense into a real advantage? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today, how AI is changing the game for hotel management, starting with something as simple as a utility bill. Hello, and a very warm welcome to all the students from the Europe Hotel School. I'm so glad you're joining me. My background is in modern hospitality operations, specifically where technology and performance meet. We're going to break down how this whole transformation from cost to advantage is actually happening. My goal is that by the end of our time together, you'll see exactly what the hotel of the future looks like and your role in building it. All right, so here's our game plan. We've got 5 main parts. First up, we'll tackle the unavoidable cost to really get a handle on the problem. Then we'll get to the exciting part, the AI-powered solution. After that, we'll see how we get from data to action. Then we'll explore something I call the dual bottom line, and it's not just about money. And finally, we'll wrap it all up by looking at what it means to be the future-ready hotel. Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1, the unavoidable cost. And really, this is one of the biggest financial headaches for any hotel out there. For the longest time, the thinking in the industry was pretty simple. Costs like electricity, water, gas, they were just seen as the cost of keeping the lights on, literally. It was just this fixed number you paid every month, something you couldn't really control. And we're not talking about a small number here. Get this. Utility costs are typically the number 2 fixed cost for a hotel. The only thing bigger is labor. Just think about that for a second. A huge, massive expense that everyone just sort of accepted. They thought there was nothing they could do about it. Well, that old passive way of thinking, it just doesn't fly anymore. There are 2 big reasons why. First, energy prices are going through the roof. And second, there's this huge push for what we call ESG goals. That's environmental, social, and governance. So all of a sudden, controlling these costs isn't just a nice to have, it's become absolutely critical, both for the bottom line and for a hotel's reputation. So when you have a new reality, you need a new solution, right? And that's where we get to the really cool stuff. Let's talk about the AI-powered solution. This is where we stop looking at this as a problem and start seeing it for what it is, a massive opportunity. The key to making this whole shift happen is a specific kind of technology. You might have heard of tools like the Energy Star Portfolio Manager. Well, imagine taking that and supercharging it with artificial intelligence. It's kind of like giving your hotel a brain, a smart, intelligent platform that lets managers actively control their utility costs and their sustainability efforts all at the same time. And for all of you, as future leaders from the Europe Hotel School, this is so important. This changes everything. We're not just talking about being green for the sake of it. When you use technology like this, sustainability becomes one of the most powerful levers you can pull to directly boost your hotel's bottom line. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this actually work in practice? That's a great question. Let's break it down in this next section. From data to action, we're going to see how the AI actually finds these hidden savings. It's a pretty straightforward 4-step process. First, the system is constantly gathering data in real time from sensors all over the hotel. Then the AI brain gets to work, analyzing all that data. It looks for patterns, compares it to how things should be running, and that's how it finds these little inefficiencies, these gaps. And once you know where the gaps are, you can create really targeted ways to save money and energy. So what kind of things are we talking about here? Well, here are a few classic examples. The AI might notice that the air conditioning is still running at full blast in a ballroom, even though the event ended 3 hours ago. Or it could detect that a water pump is using way too much electricity, which probably means it needs a tune-up. Or something as simple as finding lights on in a whole wing of the hotel that's completely empty. You see, these are the kinds of things that a person walking around would almost never catch. And the difference this makes is just night and day. Think about it. Before, you were always reactive, fixing problems after they happened. Now, you're proactive. Instead of someone doing manual checks once a week, you get an automatic alert the second something's wrong. And maybe the biggest shift of all, you're no longer guessing. You're making decisions based on cold, hard data. So when you make this shift to being proactive and data-driven, you get this amazing result. I call it the dual bottom line. Because you're not just getting one benefit, you're getting 2 really powerful ones. You're saving a ton of money, and you're building a stronger brand. Let's talk money first. The financial impact is huge. We're seeing hotels that use these AI systems cut their utility costs by 15, even 20%. Now think about a big hotel's utility bill. We're talking millions of dollars. A 20% savings isn't just nice, it's a game changer. That's pure profit going straight to the bottom line. But remember, it's a dual bottom line. The value goes way beyond just the savings. This same platform can automatically handle all the complicated reporting you need for those ESG goals we talked about. So you're not just saving money, you're creating a real, provable story about your hotel's commitment to sustainability. And that story is a powerful competitive weapon. So, how does that weapon work in the real world? Well, the system does the heavy lifting. It automates your compliance reports, it calculates your carbon footprint, it can even give you a green score that you can prove. And that data? That's gold. When you're bidding for a big corporate conference, you can put that right in your proposal. Because trust me, big companies and investors, that's exactly the kind of stuff they're looking for these days. Okay, so when you put all this together, you can see it's creating a whole new standard for how hotels operate. Which brings us to our final section, what it means to be a future-ready hotel. It's all about setting yourself up to succeed in the years to come. At the end of the day, what we're really talking about here is a classic win-win. It's this beautiful scenario where being financially smart and being environmentally responsible aren't two separate things you have to balance. They actually work together. They make each other stronger, and they build a much more resilient hotel business. So, bringing in this kind of technology isn't just an operational upgrade, it's a statement. It fundamentally changes how people see your hotel. It positions you as a forward-thinking, responsible brand. It's a clear signal to everyone, your guests, your corporate clients, your investors, that you're not stuck in the past. You're ready for the future. So I'll leave you with this final thought, a question for you as you prepare to enter this industry. Is the hotel you're going to lead one day going to be built for yesterday, or will it be engineered for tomorrow? Because the choice is no longer theoretical. The technology is here, and the future is waiting.